because of busy schedules, especially on a weekend, and speaking to our leader today. It's really, really special, really important for us to get a direct interaction with the people that are leading our country forward in education, not just in education, but society as a whole. So we've now got a bit of time for questions and answers from the floor to the panel. I'll open it straight up to anybody who has some thoughts or cues. Brent.
As part of a progressive government, assuming that Greens, New Zealand First and Labour are elected to office, would they be committed to repealing VSM within the first 100 days of their coming into power?
No. So I'll speak for New Zealand First. So the model that we've been working with Alistair on is, we think, more reasonable and logical. So rather than going back to a compulsory sort of a system, recognising that the universities need to be held to account to provide the services that actually the students say that they need. And we really like that leverage for funding model, make them compete to provide the services that you ask for, that you demand. So no, we wouldn't be turning back VSN, we'd be creating another model.
And I don't think we would want to commit to 100-day deadlines for it, because I think we don't want to go back to the status quo how it was before the changes. I think what we need to do going forward is actually reimagine associations as councils, because that's exactly what they are, it's exactly what they do, and it's about democracy. So I wouldn't want to rush through anything, I'd rather take a bit of time, do it in a considered fashion, but also hearing from student voices. So what I'd like to commit to is working with you to come up with a better, more robust solution.
Fran and I talked about this before. I've got this idea of doing this bill in the first 100 days of government called the Repeal, brackets, repeal of most things. Just have a whole lot of things in it. The truth is, Fran, that it probably will take more than 100 days to get the right model. I am committed to repealing the law. It's wrong. It is fundamentally undermined students and student experience. We do want to see if we can get a more robust model that doesn't change with each change of government. Because if you think about it, that's actually what's happened. So in the late 90s, National went for voluntary membership. We came in and we said, no, we're going back. They went through into that thing and we filibustered for nearly a year and almost stopped them, but they did it again. And that pendulum swing is really, really unhelpful for everybody. So if there is a model that we could get broad-based support across the Parliament for, that would be good. And we did get really close to that when we were doing the Heather Roy, Roger Douglas bill. The National MPs actually were prepared to look at a KiwiSaver style opt-out model, so everyone's enrolled unless you tick a box saying you don't want to be in a student association. The National MPs were prepared to look at that model. I don't know where they'd be now, but I don't agree with Tracy about that model that she's talking about. You guys need to be in control of your own affairs. That's the big undermining, is the loss of student control of student affairs. And I'll just finish on one story, which is in the 90s when Michael Laws was trying to get VSM through when he was a National MP. One of the posters we came up with, which was a thing which said, do you really want the Vice-Chancellor to choose the music for orientation? Well, I understand that that's pretty much what's happening at Vic next year, because the universities are trying to take much more control of that. For me, it's about you guys having control of your own affairs, and I don't think that'll happen through the model that Tracy's talking about.
So just to clarify, VSM will not be gone by Christmas.
I doubt it, Fran, because I don't think. But I'll tell you one thing: you guys next year should be working with us on drafting what the law would look like. We need to be ready to go on day one, and if we've got a law that actually maybe does have broad-based support, perhaps we could do it within 100 days. So it's not impossible, but it will require us to be actually working together through next year to look at the range of options that are out there, see which one we think is the most enduring. And if it's drafted and written, you never know.